This is Stephen Witkowski from Christian Music Network, and we're here with Jerry Fee, and he's from Heliograph and Gunho. So, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, good.
Awesome.
Tell me about yourself.
Sure, Stephen. Thanks for having me on. First of all, man, I really appreciate it. And just yeah, thanks for your time, man. So I am a music artist. I've been doing this for many, many years, somewhere between 20 and 30. Depends on how you
Wow.
count it exactly. Yeah, man. Started because I felt like God was maybe shifting my life around toward the end of high school, and I started asking him what was next because I wasn't really sure. And so, as someone who kind of grew up really knowing who Jesus was from a little kid and just wanting my friends to know who he was, he's kind of kept this theme throughout my life. When I was a senior in high school and I was kind of in that mode of searching what God might have had next for me, I wrote this lyrical poem that I did not want to write in my English class. It was very much coerced to finish it because I didn't want to do it. And at the time, I loved being around music. I love music. I love to worship in church services, but I didn't consider myself or plan to be a musician. And so, anyways, as I was writing this lyrical poem, my teacher encouraged me just to write about something real that had happened to me that was something that really impacted my life. And so I thought back to when I was in like third grade and I had had this experience where I really felt like God had miraculously helped me. And so I wrote about that experience. And when she decided to read mine as one of the examples that she loved in front of the class, she cried. And I
Wow.
remember kind of being dumbfounded by that because I didn't think it was very good. And I just kind of felt the Lord nudge me on the shoulder and just say, do that. And it was interesting because I had had no plan, like I said, of songwriting. And I just knew I always wanted people to know Jesus if they wanted to, from the time I was probably in first grade, and so out of that, from someone who never wrote a song in his life, I couldn't stop writing from that day forward. It was like God just turned on the faucet and it was time to go. And so obviously, I wrote a ton of stuff that was probably terrible, but I just had to get thoughts out, and just learn and grow and get around other people. And so, anyways, yeah, I've just been on this journey of kind of letting God lead the way. And I've done stuff within the church and outside of the church walls, and been in many different bands and been a solo artist, and just kind of all the ways, just kind of seeing where God's leading me next. And ended up moving with my wife and two kids to Tennessee from Idaho in 2017. And ever since the process of getting ready to come here, really, I'd gotten to a point of just laying down my plans one more time before the Lord and saying, the path I'm on is not feeling satisfying, not feeling fruitful, and I don't care what I do next. I just want you to lead me and I want you to guide me. And that led me to him calling us to Tennessee. And out of that process, since I've been here in Tennessee now since 2017, so this is actually next week is my 7th year anniversary, which is pretty cool. Um, he brought me through a series of amazing events to this organization that I'm a part of now, which I, hopefully get to share more with you about here in just a little bit. But it's the reason I write the music that I do currently, is because literally the mission field that he's put me on full time, and the places we get to go and the people we see, it goes all the way back to the very beginning, where I'm just trying to share with people who would listen, uh, the Jesus I know. And so that's like the fastest version, right? Skipping all the incredibly amazing parts I could probably give you. But that's what's kind of been the theme through my life as I've seen God, connect dots and realize that he's kind of had me on this journey the entire time. So there's the short version, I guess.
Cool, good, cool. Tell me about your song. Are you for real? So,
Yeah, are you for real? So, I mean, that also kind of harkens all the way back to the beginning for me. And this I've had so many conversations where, just out of having friendships and conversations with people, say I literally remember like being a young kid in grade school and sitting on a sidewalk with some friends who lived across the street, doing this. I remember actually being in theater class, or not theater class, but actually like a theater production in high school, and sitting behind the stage and just having conversations about God, and people asking me, "You really believe that?" And that kind of thing. And it's been a common thing again as well that I've experienced. And again, this organization that I'm a part of, we go out every summer and go out to areas where we're trying to find unchurched or anti-churched people, and express the God that we know. And the whole thing, it always comes down to this. Like, I can tell you all day long how good he is. I can tell you I've seen him do miracles in my life. I can tell you he's true, he's good, he's real. But at some point, none of it matters unless you're willing to ask the same question, right? And so, are you for real? Literally puts myself in the shoes of dozens and dozens of people I've had conversations with, where you have to get to the point where you can see all this information, but until you ask him yourself, are you for real? um, all the information in the world won't really do anything. And so the God I know, the God I believe in and have walked with for my whole life, says that if you seek him with your whole heart, and if you really want to know if he exists, that you will find it. When you seek truth, you will find it, and he is truth. So
Yeah.
that's the point of the whole song. And in that, it's wrapped up in some of this, a ton of high energy and really heavy, but that's the whole premise of the song.
Go. And your next song is the Real Thing, which is coming out March 8th. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so the real thing just released last Friday on March 8th. Oh no, I don't even know what day it is. No, it comes out, I'm sorry, on March 8th. Can you tell I don't know what what day of the week
Yeah.
it
Well,
is?
March 6th, so it's coming out in two
Yeah.
days.
So it comes
Yeah,
out in
there you
2 days.
go.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
two
Thank
days.
you.
Two,
I'm
two
glad I'm
days.
glad you're on top of it, Stephen, because I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So the real thing comes out March 8th. I was already thinking that was last Friday. It's been a blur. So that's kind of a follow-up to that. And it was inspired by a couple different things. Just my perspective on the events of the world in the last probably 4 years. And are you familiar with the band Skillet?
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
so you know John Cooper, their front man.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so a combination between the way I was looking at the world and the things happening in the world, um, and it's not new, it's just coming at us in a new way, I think. And maybe a fast, it feels like it's getting there faster, where I kind of feel like the crazy meter, as I might call it, or the lack of like common sense and basic agreements with us as humans are kind of gone, and they're lost.
Right, yeah.
And I was trying to find a way to say this, and uh, I was listening to a podcast by John Cooper, and he was talking about this book that he started writing. And the way that he expressed his thoughts in this book was like, yeah, that's how I've been feeling about this. That makes so much sense, right? And so I
Mhm.
kind of smashed my thoughts together and his thoughts together. And I know so far I haven't really said much about this, but the idea is, uh, the world has lots of versions of who they think Jesus is. I mean, even when Jesus was asking his disciples, "Who do you say I am?" Right? They got lots of answers. But eventually they understood who he was. So this isn't a new thing. But like, we get all types of other religions who tell us who Jesus was. Variations of people that might look at him from a historical perspective, tell us he's one thing. Even Christians sometime, depending on where we're at in our walk, will say one thing of Jesus. Um, so I've just decided I don't want man's interpretation of Jesus. I just want the real thing. I want him.
Sure.
Um, I want to know my God, and through Jesus, that's how I can know him.
Yep.
And so yeah, wanting the real thing. I don't want the dumbed down version. I don't want the sugar
Sure.
coated version. So I literally use, and I do. I feel like as the church as a whole, we've become these words that I feel like John said. So it's not eloquent, but it's very direct, and I just appreciate it. He called it wimpy, weak, and woke. That we're kind of following the ways of the world, and we're kind of taking, Jesus and the idea of, he is love. God is love, but
Mm.
he's not only love. He's many other things. Love is one of his many attributes, and we also have to, if we're going to say God is love, we have to understand what love means,
Yep.
right? It's not just making me feel good and patting
No.
me on the back for doing whatever I want to do.
Yep.
Love challenges me. Love doesn't leave me where I am. All these things, we could dive into, but the concept of that is what this song is about. Is just, I don't want the ways of this world. I don't want the world's version of Jesus. I want to know who he is, and I just want the real thing, because I respond to this kind of in the bridge of the song. The whole reason I want that is because I want to truly live. I don't want to just get by. I want to really live. And again, the Jesus I know that says that he's the only one that we can do that through, right? And so yeah. So, and again, it's another song that's sort of an anthem. It's kind of a mixture of like a lot of funky stuff, kind of dancey, funky stuff mixed with like hip hop, and then a really heavy chorus. So yeah, that's the premise of the real thing, and I hope you enjoy it, and
Cool.
I hope it challenges and inspires you too.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. 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 Well, Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man
That's
can come
right.
to the Father but through me. You
That's
know.
right.
You
That's
know.
right. And yep. That's a very that doesn't give options for other truth. And this
Exactly.
world wants to have multiple versions of truth, and Jesus doesn't leave room for that. We have to decide, are we going to agree that that's who he is or not? That's our choice, but
Yep.
there's
Yep.
no other way. Yeah.
Yep. 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 Either Jesus' way or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yep.
mean, God has given us a choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
we're not robots or automatons.
That's
God
right.
gave us a choice.
That's right. Yeah.
So cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I was looking. I was listening to your other songs too. You also have the song. This is the movement. So from your other album.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to hear about that one a little bit?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, man.
Yes.
Yeah, you did some research. That was good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's not that old, but so 2 years ago, I released
Right.
the
Yeah.
first full length album for Heliograph, which Heliograph is the side project, or the not the side project, but like the band project I'm writing these songs under.
Okay.
And so yeah, this is the movement. Is talking about uh, the movement that is walking with God and is following God. And Yeah, again, it's trying to explain it to the world that we go out to when we do these events with this ministry that I'm a part of all the time. Again, the way I've learned to write again, the last handful of years has been very evangelical, right? How do I describe the relationship with the God I've had to a world who maybe doesn't have the language for it yet, right? And so, yeah, kind of explaining to them that this is the movement, like this is the thing I'm a part of, and I invite you to be a part of it if you want to, and it's awesome. So, yeah, that's that one.
Cool.
I'm
Cool.
probably forgetting more to it because it's been a little bit since I had my head in that space of what
Sure.
it's about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I definitely
Certainly.
remember.
Certainly. Yeah. I have to throw
Yeah.
that in. But
No, I
yeah.
appreciate that though. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, where can we get your music?
Yeah. So Heliograph is streaming on every platform out there. So it's literally the only artist named Heliograph. So it's HeliograpH. Wherever you listen to music, on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, whatever, right? if you like physical copies of stuff, you can message me directly. There, obviously that's harder to come by these days unless I have them with me usually when we're doing live events, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So how can we contact you?
Yeah, if you want to, it's really simple. So it's Heliograph. So the same way I spelled it before, heliographmusic@gmail.com. So
Okay.
if you
Yeah.
wanted like a physical CD or some merch or things like that
Uh-huh.
directly, and you can feel free to do that. I actually don't currently have a separate website up for it, but I'm on socials. I'm on the main two I'm on is a Facebook page and Instagram, so you can also find me there.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you look up, it's literally the only band named Heliograph, so it's not hard once you discover that it's this project I'm doing, which is nice. It's easy to find.
Cool. Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So you were talking about performing. So what are your concerts
Hmm.
like?
Yeah, so I get to be a part of this organization. I toured for quite a few years, just blue collar, nothing real big, but just a lot of it for a lot of years. But this organization I'm a part of is a nonprofit called the Extreme Tour. Started about 30 years ago and wasn't ever intended by the director who started it. His name's Ted Bruin. Wasn't ever intended to be what it is by his terms, but clearly walked into something he felt like God was establishing. And so what we get to do is one, we invite other artists to come out with us for blocks during the summer. So as staff, which I'm a part of the staff, I've committed full time to be doing this. Year round. The staff invites other artists to come out with us for usually 2 to 4 week blocks at a time. The quick version is kind of like doing a missions trip as far as for artists would be concerned. All of us are giving of our time. None of us are making money from it. We're all raising support, saving up money, whatever that would be from, asking for help from friends and family, our church community, that type of thing to go do this because what we do is we throw free events for communities that are at risk or struggling, or maybe they have this stigma about them where they feel like we're not the cool town, we're the place that everyone wants to avoid. Maybe because it doesn't feel safe, maybe because it's a little dirty, maybe
Mhm.
because it's just a bad reputation. We go to those places and we connect with local church or ministry communities, and we throw them a free block party. It looks like a sort of a small festival block party where we are going out into do a community event. We try to have it in like a neutral space where everyone would feel welcome, right? So we've learned that if we put it on like the doorstep of a church or parking lot of a church, a lot of people who we're called to go to won't come. One, they may not know about it.
Yep.
Two, they may not feel comfortable. So we believe in going to them.
Yep.
Kind of like when Jesus walked through the crowds and told Zacchaeus,
Yep.
I'm going to come over to your house for, for a meal today, right? Like we go to where they are so that
Sure.
they can
Sure.
be found. And the premise of the whole thing is that they know that they are seen and loved. They are not forgotten. They're not a waste. Um, like either maybe they feel themselves in their own minds, or maybe someone's told them that. And then through a series of, multiple hours in these events that we do, we invite them to know the God that we've been walking with if they want to. And again, literally like the song that I talked about early on, it doesn't do any good for me to tell you about this. You can ask him for yourself and find out if you want to know. And then the beautiful thing about that is because we're doing that, those of us that are doing this are traveling and we're leaving that city, but because we partner with a local ministry or a church community that's there and ask them to come out to the event itself and meet their community, then we have the ability, if someone has been stirred up and go, one of two things is what we usually see. Someone will either say, man, I haven't really thought about God in this light for a long time. Or they're like, I never really have, to be honest with you. I've never really thought about him in this way. So what do I do about that now? What do I do? What's the next step? Or, what do I need to know? And so to be able to connect them with the greater church body, right? People that live in their community say, you guys should meet right here. And they're willing to walk with you and journey with you if you want to. So we get to do that. And it's amazing. It's so it's so life-giving. It's one of the hardest things I've ever been a part of, but one of the most fulfilling too. Um, and so, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And then the other aspect of what we get to do when we go into a community is our whole team, the day before we do this event for them in their, maybe a park in their community, as an example. We talk to our local leaders that are living in that town and say, man, where do those same people groups, like the disenfranchised, the at-risk, whatever that be, where do they hang out? And we go spend time with them without like an agenda at hand. We're not trying to make something happen, right? We're not trying to force, okay, this has to happen if we're going to have a conversation. We just pray and say, Lord, we believe that you're with us, you're inside of us, and we carry you. So where do you want us to go and who do you want us to impact? And we just kind of let conversation lead the way. And it's really beautiful because we just go make time and space for people that a lot of people aren't doing that for. And
Sure.
out of that, the Holy Spirit works and moves because it'll soften hearts and people start sharing their stories with you. And it oftentimes leads to deeper conversation, sometimes prayer on the spot, sometimes, wondering who are we crazy people because no one in their town ever does this. And then,
Exactly.
we get a chance, an opportunity to invite them to the event and also therefore to meet some church community that would, like I said before would be willing to, journey with them in discipleship if they want to, once they understand what that is, right? So it's a really beautiful thing to be a part of. And again, like I was saying before, this kind of goes, from the very beginning of my story through now. It's just trying to share with people that would have ears to hear about this amazing God that I've walked with since I was a little child, and at least consider if they haven't before or it's been a long time since they have.
Cool, cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds really good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we used to do like parks where we just do like music all day long, and
Hmm.
and a speaker.
Hmm.
So I did that for a long time, and God is just leading me to a different direction now. So
Sure. Yeah. And there's seasons for lots of things, right? Where,
yeah,
it's the important thing is following him and letting him do what he wants. And yeah, the other, if it's okay to share a little bit more about what our ministry
sure,
gets to do, is that
yes,
okay?
yes.
Okay. So the other thing that, because I don't know who's going to see this, and even for you, this might be interesting. So just because this wasn't like a plan of Ted, the guy that started this, he just kind of walked into something and saw God doing all these different things through this thing that became a tour called the Extreme Tour, and how it was not only ministering to communities and then the church, but also the artists that would come out. And so over time, about probably 17, 18 years ago now, um, someone had this idea that was partnering with the Extreme Tour to say, you guys have a special voice for artists that can really encourage them and challenge them to awaken to their calling in a really deep, profound way, because not a lot of people are doing the type of things you're doing, the way that God has shown you to do it specifically. And so we do this thing now every year. It's been, I think this is like the 17th year, called The Objective. It happens right now. It happens in the U.S. and also over in the U.K. And it is this invitation for any type of artist. You could be a visual artist, you could be a writer, you could be a podcaster, because you're creating something, right? You're doing something to create a space.
Yeah,
You could be someone who's like on a worship team at a church. And the idea is to bring people together with industry people that are all giving of their time, different people speaking, like breakout sessions and things that are encouraging, one, are providing tools for, two, but really calling people to awaken to their real gift by asking the one who gave it to them, what is it you want me to do for my community, with this gift you've given me? And it's a really amazing thing to get to do. So we do that every year. In Nashville, it happens on the I want to say the third weekend of May. I know the dates this year. It's the 16th through the 19th, if that's the third weekend. And then over in the UK, we're doing it middle of March. That would be wrong. Middle of August. um, and yeah, it's free to attend. So I just, anybody that would watch this again that would have interest in that, being like, yeah, I'm someone who I know I've been given this gift or this path to walk from God. I don't really know what all it's going to look like or how do I do this, or maybe I just need to meet more people that are on that journey. And that always encourages us. But yeah, we make it free to attend for people if they can just get to it, basically. So you can get it if you wanted to email me, ask for more information. I'd gladly send it to you. It's an amazing thing that again, it's just another expression out of the ministry that we get to be a part of to help further the kingdom and people's call into it.
Yeah. I think one of my friends went to Nashville maybe 3 years ago. You know,
Okay.
to the
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay, that's
And
awesome.
he was
That's awesome.
blessed. You know,
That's
yeah,
good. I love that. That's great to hear. Yeah. So
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
we're still doing it, and it's it used to be a private invite only to artists who were
sure,
considering the tour, but God's been showing us to open the doors to everybody that would want to come. And again, not because we're making money, we make it free.
all right,
We raise money to make it free to attend, because we just feel like it's a gift that should be available for people as long as they can find a way here. So
sure,
yeah. Anyone else that would want to come, we'd love for you to come,
yeah,
including you,
right.
Stephen, if you're ever able to. It'd be great.
Yeah. Maybe I would. Yeah, right, all right. So what's ahead for you?
So what's ahead? I'm putting out music every 6 weeks this year under Heliograph. So right now, the first one was in January. The second one's coming out. Like I said the last time, it's coming out in 2 days, which would be
Two
March
days,
8th.
2 days. Everybody, 2 days,
So
2 days.
yes, 2 days, March 8th.
All right.
And then every 6 weeks from that point as well, all the way through December. So it'll turn into a 13 song full length album. So I'm very excited about that. You got a sneak peek of the whole thing.
Yes,
If you ever want to listen to it, you
yes,
can tell
yes,
people you
yes,
got it first. Hopefully you
yes.
enjoy it, and like I said, it encourages you, but you also enjoy it too. And so that's one thing. The second is that I am on staff with the Extreme Tour, and we are going to be out in the United States, starting in the Southeast in June. And we will be covering the Southeastern United States, the Midwest, the Northeast, the Heartland, all the way over to the West Coast, and out for the entire summer into the fall. And as of right now, it looks like for my third year in a row, it looks like I'm going to be joining our UK and Europe team about halfway through the summer and continuing what we do over there, doing the exact same things just for that side of the world. So I will be very, very much on the go from June through the fall. And so again, the music that I get to do is all really to serve this greater thing, and it's amazing. So they might want to look to see, if anyone watching this, you might want to look to see if it's coming to a community near you, or if you want it in your community. Again, we try to make this as easy as possible. So just that same email I gave you before, you can email me at heliographmusic at gmail.com, ask for more info. But or if you want to go to our website and pull up theextremetour.com and look up the tour dates, you can see the US and UK and Europe dates to see if it's near where you're going to be. And it would be super cool to met you and said that you found out because of this podcast. That would be a cool thing.
Yeah. Definitely. So, what advice do you have for other musicians?
Say that again. I'm so sorry.
Okay, what advice do you have for other musicians?
Yeah, any musician, I would say, if you're someone who has a relationship with Jesus, um, ask him what he wants you to do with your gift. It's so easy to just do things and to repeat what other people are doing. I learned the tiring, difficult way that's not always the best way to do it.
Yeah,
um, I really believe he has a specific plan and purpose for you. Therefore, I would say don't compare yourself with others, because he may have someone on a path that looks nothing like yours. And if you're trying to go, well, I'm not where they are, I'm not where they are, maybe that's not his plan at all. And
Sure,
so it can
sure.
get discouraging, right? And so with that, I would start
Mm,
out by asking him what he wants you to do with your gift. He gave it to you. And I
mm,
fully believe that he has a purpose and a plan for it. And he wants you to know. I don't think he's wanting to keep you in the dark on it. It might unfold over time, it might become more clear over time as you follow him. But I would say that is the number one thing. Far more important than any other question you could ask or thing you could do. From that point, I feel like God gives us gifts. He gives us, parables about doing something with our gift, right?
mm-hmm.
About
Yep,
not leaving it buried and just hiding it away, right? But the parable is that he honors the one who goes out and multiplies that gift, right? Does something with it. And
sure.
so, work hard at it if it's what he's called you to do. And, um, put in the time and effort, but none of it's going to matter if you don't start with that first question, which I think is the most vital for sure.
Yep. Mm, mm. Great advice. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, yeah. I know some local artists, get discouraged because they're local. They're not, they don't have like record deals and things like that.
Yeah.
And I should say, well, God has chosen where you are,
Hmm.
for purpose. So
Yeah. And that's, and, if like, I already invited those artists that might see this to contact me and maybe see what we're doing to be a part of it. It might open your eyes to something you never thought of.
sure.
That when you're asking God, he might be like, yeah, I'll show you through this, so maybe that's one way. And again, too, I would say, I mean, we're artists, right? So God made all of creation of human. Let me say that again. He made us as humans to create, right? To co-create with him. So like he made us creative beings. So think of ways where you're going, okay, where are people and how do I go find them with this gift I've been given? Instead of why aren't people coming to me?
Yeah,
Right? Say, Lord, how do I go find these people? And you go find an audience he wants you to reach, because
sure.
there's an audience somewhere that
Yep.
really, really needs the gift God's given you. And you're not going to know if you're just waiting around and wondering why no one's finding you. So definitely do that.
Yep. Yep. Great. Like to thank you for coming on, Jerry. It was my pleasure. Any
Same here, Stephen. Thank you.
yes. Any last words?
Yeah, again, I just appreciate you having me on, man. I really do. Thanks for taking time to connect and allow me to share what God's been doing with me. And um, yeah, if anybody feels compelled or stirred up in this and wants to, you know, get on socials and message me, contact me. I'm nobody special, but I will certainly encourage you and pray with you and champion you on. Email me at the email that I've listed a couple times. Know that I'm here for you if you want someone to talk with too. So happy to do that.
Great. Great. Well, thank you for coming on, and God, God bless you, and we'll be looking forward to the extreme tour, uh, where 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 my where they are. So so what's the website?
Theextremetour.com. Nice and
Okay,
easy.
okay,
Yep.
great. All right. Then we can check out the extreme tour. So, all right,
Yep. Yeah.
right,
Please
and
do.
then yep, yeah, and God bless you, and
Yeah. God
we'll
bless you. Thank you.
looking forward to the rest of your new album. Is that called In Between?
The full length album is going to be called The Line Between.
Okay, right,
Yep.
yeah, okay, all
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. And that'll
great.
officially be out in December sometime. I don't have an exact date yet, but songs
Hey,
every 6 weeks up until then. Yeah.
cool. Well, we'll be looking forward to that too. And God
Awesome.
bless you.
Thank you. Yeah. God bless you.
And good night.
All right. Good night. Bye, everybody.